How we doing, everybody? Yeah, this channel hasn't been getting many views, so I figured I'd start my own thing. You know, whatever Ray's got going on is not really working for you guys, I can tell based on the comment sections. So I wanted to start with a review of an oldie but a goodie. It's Super Mario Strikers. Now, this is the best game in the Mario series. Nobody likes the SNES version.
Tim, you gotta come back with me.
Where?
Back to the studio.
What are you doing, Ray?
I need fuel. Go ahead, quick, get in the car.
What? No, I just started the video. You saw that. I want to try out my new camera.
I'll bring it along. I can search it too.
What are you talking about, Ray? What happens to the channel? Is there assholes in the comment section or something?
No. The channel's fine. Marty, we gotta talk about Marty.
What happened to Marty?
You ever realize that, he goes back in time and he changes everything when he comes back? He's exactly the same. We're bringing back something that I've been wanting to bring back for a while. Of course, insane fan theories.
Oh.
And of course, what better to start this off with than something we're a little more familiar with? That's, of course, Back to the Future.
This was actually our first insane fan theory.
Yep, it was about Back to the Future. But instead of focusing on Doc Brown like we did in that video, here we're going to be focusing on Marty McFly. And yeah, we already asked it. Let's ask it again. How the hell is Marty the exact same even though he's traveled through time? Let's just go back to the original movie, like the beginning of the movie. 1985. 1985A is how Doc puts it. His family's filled with a bunch of losers.
Yeah, I mean, his mom's an alcoholic, his dad's a pervert.
Yeah, he's a dweeb, he's still getting punked on by Biff. His brother, he's flipping burgers, but hey, there's nothing wrong with flipping burgers, Cat did it too. And also his sister is, trying to be, popular, I guess. That's their whole little gimmick in the beginning. Mm. Essentially, they set up that his family, home life is not that great. And yet in the future, or this new future, his whole family is now much more popular, much more successful.
If everybody's completely changed, you'd think that, Marty would wake up in a stranger's house. Like, why is his family still in that same suburby area? His dad's a prolific author.
Yeah, like a bestseller is what they kind of hint at, and the fact that, he still lives in the same crappy house. Yes, nicer. And there was a thing you didn't mention before, when we were talking about this, was that maybe before they were renting, and now, they're owners. So that could work.
But still the question being, why own that specific house?
So then it comes back down to this, everything seems like it's been manufactured before. Everything is perfect. Everything is, now Marty has the car that he magically wanted originally. No one else knew about it except for Jennifer. Hey, I want that truck. Can you imagine driving that truck? Now he magically has it. Everything seems too damn perfect. Well, it kind of seems that Doc Brown actually is the one pulling the strings here. At least this is our theory. That the only way this makes sense... Okay, again, let's go back to the past. Marty went back in time, and he talked to his parents. They knew him as Calvin, but point is, he met his parents. And I'm not just passing by, you're not gonna remember some dude walking by from 5 years ago. No. He befriended them. He became essentially George's go-to guy. He kind of made him the man he is today. Not to mention, he also quotes him when he talks to Marty saying, if you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything.
He changed his father's life, made him, gave him confidence.
He was there when Lorraine was almost raped by Biff.
They say traumatic events are the most memorable things in your life. You think she's not going to remember the first guy or one of the people in the area when she was almost assaulted? Marty became crucial to these people's lives. His mom fell in love with him.
He was trying to bang him
yeah.
in a car. And right after the whole Enchantment to See Dance, when freaking Marty belts out a freaking guitar riff that no one has ever heard of before.
He invented rock and roll.
Essentially, which is a whole other theory. But regardless... They talk to him again, and she goes, Marty, that's a nice name.
She names her kid Marty, presumably because of the old fling she had a long time ago. But now he's grown up in her house. You'd think around 13, 14 years old, she would have been like, did I? There's no way these people forgot who this person was.
No way in hell. I don't care if 20 years pass. You're going to remember somebody like that, even if they were only in your life for a week. Sometimes... when someone leaves a big impression on you, you remember them for life.
Well, and not to mention, Marty left a big impression on the world. Darth Vader.
Oh God, you're right. Yeah, George, who is a huge nerd, a sci-fi huge nerd, and yet for some odd reason, he grew up these next years like learning about, like, oh yeah, Darth Vader's a new thing, and also Planet Vulcan, and it's like...
Also, Chuck Berry's now on the radio.
Yeah, it's weird that like all of these names that he learned as a kid, and you'd be thinking, oh, I probably forgot about those too. Well, his book that he wrote about essentially those escapades, because if you see the cover, it's Marty. The way he was dressed when he tried to attack him with the freaking music, the Van Halen tape, all of that. Nothing's gonna jog his memory, or hell, not running any copyright law because he's writing this book. Like, there was a guy in a suit named Darth Vader, and he tried to tell me, he was from Planet Vulcan, he tried to tell me that what the hell are you talking about? George Lucas is gonna go immediately, whoa, you can't use Darth Vader. Sorry, pal, I used it first. Even then, wouldn't that be a different thing?
All of history.
So then, does Star Wars not exist anymore? Like, or the Darth Vader's name now, like, something else? What?
And not to mention Gene Roddenberry.
Oh,
it's called Planet Vulcan.
Like, how are they still living in that house? They should be getting royalties up the ass. Why are they still living in that? Okay, whatever. Regardless of that, we're creating alternate universes. Timeline A, Timeline B, Timeline C. We're going back. We're creating Timeline D now, and it's like, okay, so this makes sense then. Okay, fine.
But that still doesn't answer the question. If poor Marty A, went to a new universe,
yes,
how is everything in line?
Exactly.
And the exact same.
So what happened to the original Marty? There had to have been an original Marty. There had to be a much richer Marty that met Doc Brown one night and just went back in time. And again, richer. Maybe he's a different person. Maybe he's a completely different thing. Maybe he would never met Doc Brown. Which leads us to our biggest point. Did Doc Brown orchestrate all of this?
Yeah, is Marty B living in some sort of Truman Showy weird world so that Marty A can show up in his universe?
And everything just seems just fine, and like he now has the truck that he always wanted. He's still dating the same amazing girl. He has his family. His brother and sister are still living at home for some odd reason, or maybe they were just visiting. Maybe they were just there to like say hi mom, hi dad, ease the tension for Marty because it was a Saturday, so I get that. It doesn't make much sense that everything would still be the same. Unless Doc Brown went back and knocked on the McFly's door and went, hey, that's Marty McFly, or Calvin Klein as you knew him. Yeah, you're gonna have to do this, you're gonna have to stay in this house, you're gonna have to not do anything a little out of the ordinary. You're gonna have to raise him this certain way, buy him this car, make sure everything is smooth as in his transition. And the day that he's gonna arrive is in this day in 1985, on October 26th. So, just everything's gonna be cool. And before you try to say, Doc wouldn't do that. Doc is essentially a freaking like crazy anxiety-driven guy. Like he doesn't want to change anything. He always like, Marty, you can't change anything. Anything could have drastic results in the timeline of the future. That was the old, the old Doc.
But then when he comes back and he sees that Doc was wearing the bulletproof vest.
Yeah, he obviously taped the letter, and then he asks him, "What about changing the timelines?" And he goes, "I figured, what the hell?"
And on top of that, it makes me think that Marty B has to be in on it too, because if he's going back to the universe, he has to be aware of his dad being a loser and everything.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think so. Where's Marty B going? And this is kind of another theory that, again, maybe Doc Brown never met that Marty, or maybe he just abducted that Marty, threw him in a car, and just sent him back to 1955. And yes, the situation is the same. The Libyans are coming, they're coming to shoot him. But what if even that the Doc orchestrated and changed all the freaking bullets to blanks, but only the certain ones, so like when he gets shot, it won't kill him. Because also that one thing, his freaking bulletproof vest, that Kevlar cannot withstand a freaking AK-47. But for some reason, he's just fine. Bullets perfectly, he's completely fine.
Doc had to orchestrate this to such a degree that if he may have disposed of Marty B.
Remember, Marty McFly was not always played by Michael J. Fox. It was originally played by Eric Stoltz. And that was filmed. Surprisingly enough to a certain point. And you know what?
40% of the movie or something like that?
I think so, but here's the thing. What if they, and this is me just stretching at this point, what if that's Timeline B Marty? And that's literally just his escapades of the Doc going, get the fuck out of here, you gotta go over there. And maybe something went wrong. Maybe he got hit by the car by Biff. Maybe he died.
Right.
Maybe that's why he didn't come back. So this new timeline is getting another Marty. And the old Marty was probably Eric Stoltz. Which would explain why he looks a little... And you may be like, he looks a little bit different. The chances of getting the exact same kid is 1,000,000 to 1.
And yeah, my point
Genes change.
My point in laying out the timeline thing too is Doc has to have it so orchestrated that not only does everything seem the same, that he also has to make it so Marty goes to the specific timeline he goes to.
Uh-huh.
It's the Truman Show. Makes me think that Doc has tried billions of different versions of this, and he finally settled on one that had a little mess up. But
How many Martys did he go through?
yeah, well, jeez.
How many Martys did he go through? And that reminds me of like Rick and Morty, like the whole like he's only preferring this Marty out of everything. Like, oh my god,
It's sick.
it is sick. And the fact that he throws another Marty like it's like he's trash. Like,
Yeah.
get out of here, Marty.
Not my Marty.
You're not my Marty. Seriously, you're not the Marty that helped me get over my funk. You're not the one that saved my life. Essentially, I was about to kill myself. And again, if you don't know what the hell we're talking about, go back to our original theory because yeah, Doc Brown would be crazy enough to do this. If this man's crazy enough to stand in front of a moving car, not knowing if it was gonna work, watch this. But Marty, you're gonna be here with me. You're not gonna.
Oh, Doc, no.
And then it works. It works. Wait a minute. What the hell do you mean it works? You didn't know if it was gonna
Could have
work?
done the test and still stood to the side.
Nope.
You psycho.
So yes, this man is crazy enough, and yes, this man is chipper enough to just pull off all this crap because of everything culminating to. I want to protect my Marty. My Marty is the most important creature to me. And I'm not saying it's like a weird thing. It's just, it's like Rick and Morty. Like you.
I mean, this person changed his life.
Yeah, like you are like, you're a great person. And I want you to be my best friend forever. And if there's any chance of that not happening, I'm gonna go in. I have a damn time machine. I can go back and just mess with this and that and change this, go that, and do this. And he can. And by the looks of it, especially since Back to the Future Part 2, he de-ages, he's got all the time in the world. Look at that, Marty! I've extended my life by 30 years! Like, yeah, you got a lot of time in your hands. And also, here's the thing on top of that. We know at the end of Part 3 what he spends most of his time on. His family. By this point in time, though, by the beginning of Part 2, after I'm done and destroying the time machine, I'm going to go back and I'm going to focus on the greatest mystery of the world. Women. This man is lonely. This man is lonely.
It's a lonely psychopath.
This man is lonely and crazy, and he will do anything to protect his best friend.
He sought solace in Marty, the only person he had.
Yes. And he had to just find any way possible to bring back his best friend. No changing, no nothing, and if it has to be the exact same Marty, I'm going to make his life the exact same as much as possible. Because again, everything is too damn perfect.
Can you imagine being so psychotic that you'd be willing to mess up all other universes except for yours?
Mm-hmm. Biff went back in time once. He gave himself a book that completely changed everything. It killed his dad. Everything has changed. One simple thing. And before you say like, oh, that's just Biff. Yeah, that's affecting one person. Biff could have just been rich and could have moved away, but no. He had to change and ruin all of Hill Valley. So one simple little butterfly effect thing like that? No.
Yeah, Back to the Future 2 is taking place in the final detail that Doc missed, basically.
Pretty much. So yes, the only way that Marty could be the exact same person as he was in the beginning of the movie, with a brand new life and a new world and a new everything, would be if Doc Brown went back and changed everything.
Literally everything.
Because even as far as like, oh, his parents knew, that's still not enough. Nowhere near enough.
You know, we've yet to mention the original script.
Oh, you're right. Because in the original script, and again, this is a side thing, but this is something that the creators actually thought of. In the original script, George is in his, his study, and he's looking through like this old scrapbook, and he sees in it a freaking newspaper clipping of a riot. The cops, they were quelling at the dance, and in the center is a picture of Marty. And he goes, oh, that can't be. But it is. The creators were even thinking about, yes, that's the original script, that was back then, that should have nothing to do with bearing now. But the fact is, they thought about it.
Yeah, the logic is built into the story.
So there's something there. There's got to be something there. And the only possible way that this works is if Doc Brown was the ringleader to it all. Well, that's a theory. And yeah. Jesus Christ, Doc Brown's a sick son of a bitch. Now, and I say that with love because, and also hyperbole, because this is just a theory. Take this whole video with a grain of salt. It's not what we believe.
Not necessarily.
Even though it's the only way it makes any damn
like
sense.
a lot of these videos, if you follow the logic, it starts to get
pretty clear and pretty messy. But
poor Marty.
But regardless.
Poor Marty.
Regardless, again, we're not saying this the way it is, but we just like talking about these movies. I mean, Back to the Future is one of the freaking crowning gems. This is why we're talking about this damn movie again. But just delving deeper, looking at all the details, trying to make sense of it all. It's just... Even though we sound like crazy people, we're just freaking reiterating the same thing over and over again. We're just trying to delve even deeper to stuff that no one else should. It's fun.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's all it should be, right?
Yeah, just nothing but fun, just talking about your favorite movie and just pointing out how some things don't make sense, or if this was the case, it wouldn't make sense. But yeah, and also, again, take this all with a grain of salt. Just enjoy the movies any way you can.
Just a video.
Jesus Christ. But, yeah. That's it. Yeah. Again, Insane Fan Theory is coming back. Hell yes. I don't know what we're going to do in the future, but stay tuned. Regardless.
I said I got some ideas.
Yes. But yeah. Regardless, that's the video. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Yeah, but seriously, that car, I'm gonna have to just... I'll fix...
So where did you get a time machine?
I got a... No, that's a car.
It's a DeLorean with a flux capacitor. Otherwise, why else would we be doing this video?
It's a time machine?
You just coincidentally crashed a DeLorean in my house? I cannot fathom how long you are going to prison.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
I didn't set you up for that line. You're going to jail for a long time.
Tim, I got these new postcards for a long time with Mason. It's gonna be awesome. Whoa. Flying DeLorean? Back to the Future? What in the Sam hell is going on here?